Welcome to VKM Entertainment. You're watching the OCA number 6 pregame show located in Duncan, Oklahoma, brought to you by Chisholm Trail Casino. And again, thank you to all the support system with VKM Entertainment, 501 Cornhole, Table Rock Lake Cornhole, or Tornado Alley Cornhole, Big Bow Cornhole, The Moving Company, 157 Bag Company, and Erica Barnett Wiseman with Shelter Insurance in Houston, Missouri. I'm your host tonight, Chris Seaton. I'm going to let everybody hop into the chat. We are talking OCA number 6 in Duncan, Oklahoma. We're going to kind of go over all of the good things. All of the good things. Boom. Got us a Montucky cold snack. Got my phone charged. It's been a great week. It's been a good week. Can't complain too much. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I unfortunately will not be able to attend Duncan, Oklahoma due to work. Wasn't able to get off in time. Bad weather coming in, son's birthday, all the good things happening this weekend where it just didn't allow me to get to Duncan. And I know I waited till the last minute to cancel all that, but I wanted to. I wanted to get to Duncan and get some more live streams in for the OCA. Sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you want to, and you got to improvise and just take it as it goes. And that's part of life sometimes. But we are going to crack down on some of these brackets, and I know a lot of people are very excited for Duncan on the other side of I-35. There we go. And if you look on Scoreholio, which I can show you that real quick. See if I can get this pulled up for you. But again, if you're in the chat, thank you for tuning in. We're gonna talk some OCA cornhole. I know Duncan's starting in about an hour. Co-ed will kick off. So tonight there is the open co-ed and the PPR capped co-ed, which that PPR is capped at 13. See if I can get this pulled up. So whenever you click on Scoreholio, I don't know that it'll work or not. We tried. But if you click on Scoreholio, there should be a little bar at the top that shows OCA Regional number 6, April 4th through April 6th, Stevens County Fairgrounds, Duncan, Oklahoma. It shows all of the sponsors for this weekend's event: BG Cornhole, Oklahoma US 81 Baggers, Chisholm Trail Casino, Girls Throw 2, 187 Customs, home of the Murder Nova, Farnell Powerline, and of course Oklahoma Cornhole. But whenever you click on that, it'll bring up a tab that you're able to check out VKM Live, which will take you to the Facebook and the YouTube page. So I appreciate OCA putting that on there for everybody to look at. We've also got our Friday events, and I've got some predictions in line for you guys. A lot of these teams for co-ed don't have their partners just yet, but there we go. As we look at open co-ed, we've got Alex Bailey, Heather Irene, Isaiah Reyes, and his partner, Jesse Gardner, Samaya Watts. Mason Cheaters on there twice. Suprenit Carmen Suprenit, and Jonathan Van Sickle. So those are our co-ed teams for the open division for right now. Um, what do you think, chat? Who's taking down open co-ed? I'll leave it up to you. I do have some predictions for you guys. from none other than Landon Powers. So I grabbed some predictions from Landon Powers. So we're going to kind of run through all the brackets. But Landon for Open Co-Ed has picked Jesse Gardner and Smail Watts to take down Open Co-Ed, which I don't hate it. I really like that pick. Jesse Gardner had a really good showing in McAllister. Samaya's been throwing some good bags as of late. Um, that Jonathan Van Sickle and Carmen Suprinit team could be dangerous. But I'm really interested to see who Isaiah Reyes is throwing with because that does make a huge difference in that pick. But I am okay with going based on the list because we don't know who Isaiah's partner is. I do like that Jesse Gardner, Samaya Watts pick. So me and Landon are on the same page there. And if I had made it down to Duncan, I would have thrown open co-ed with Megan Jones, and I would have bet on myself, of course, as you should always. But let's go into the PPR capped, and that PPR is capped at 13. So your PPR for both players on a team has to be 13. So this is the 13 PPR capped co-ed, that's going to start off tonight. We got Amy McCoy, Boo Cheater, Barbara Jackson, Frank Jackson, Brandon Bish, Jody Dooley, Brandon Jackson, Vanessa Jackson, Brandon Ortiz, Briley Ortiz, CJ and Cassie Simpson, Clyde Bryant, Samantha Bryant, Donna and Deanna Price. Got it. Thank you, Landon. Dustin Shetner, Brittany Shetner, Jet Roberts Mahi, Justin McCoy, Sherrill Legger, Shane Taff, Tanya Atkinson, and Emmett Murphy. So those are the teams for the capped. And I enjoy watching Barbara and Frank Jackson throw. Simply just like from pure cornhole vibes. Like that's what they give off. They're cool people. They're cool to hang out with. They're always making you laugh or smile. And every time you walk up to Frank, he's smiling. Like I remember we were in a we were in a game, and I remember two instances. Both instances, he was smiling, having a good old time. The first instance was when he was kicking my butt in the blind draw crew cup, and then the second instance, he had the same smile when I returned the favor to him in at the next OCA. So my I'd really like to see Barbara and Frank Jackson do well, but Landon Powers has picked CJ and Cassie Simpson to take down the 13 PPR capped co-ed division. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. All right, we're going to march our way right on through. See what we got next for Friday. Looks like we will have a Switch Holio tonight at the Stephen County Fairgrounds in Duncan for OCA number 6. That is a Switch Holio. It's got 56 players in it. So lots of players have signed up for this Switch. Should be a good one. Should be a really good one. And then we're going to march right into what we have Saturday. So the events for Saturday are as followed. We've got backyard singles, competitive doubles, intermediate doubles, advanced elite singles, and then finishing up with the blind draw crew cup, which is always a fan favorite when it comes to these OCAs, when it comes to the OCA regionals. All right, so for backyard singles, we've got Amy McCoy, Barbara Jackson, Braden Hewlett, Brittany Shetner, Donnie Price, Hunter Johnston, Justin McCoy, Kylan Bish, Mark Henderson, Nick Crosby, Samantha Bryant, Sasha Knox, Shannon Kimball, Tanya Atkinson, William Dooley. Now, if I do remember correctly, Kylan had a really good run in McAllister. He had a really good run. I can't remember who won. I know he was in the championship. I'll have to look it down. But Landon Powers did pick Kylan to take down backyard singles. And I feel like if he has another good showing, and based on the PPR, of course, he might get bumped up if he has another good run at this, and I can definitely see it. I do know I watched Sasha Knox throw a lot last about 2 weeks ago in McAllister. She threw really good bags through co-ed, doubles, and singles. But a lot of those players that play well in doubles, that doesn't usually correlate to singles or vice versa. You know, you might be a good singles player and not so much when it comes to doubles, or the other way around. So I mean, it happens. We are human. Nobody's perfect. So competitive doubles, we'll hop into that bracket real quick. All right. So competitive doubles, we've got Alex Torres, his partner Casey Ballou, David Dixon, Derek Cups, Dustin Shetner, Jarrett Powell, Emmett Murphy, Ricky Jones, Heather Irene, Carmen Suprenant, Jet Roberts, Mahi, Tommy Gallegos, Johnny Taylor, Ethan George, Kenny Vincent, Megan Jones, Carrie Bean, Heath Schofner, Matt Johnson, Thomas Roberts, Rod Addington, Tim Spray, Samaya Watts, Stephanie Helmer, Tanya Benedict. So that is for competitive doubles. And Landon has selected Dustin Shetner and Jarrett Powell to take down competitive doubles. And these are just picks. These are for fun. You know, the way you should look at it is if you weren't picked or predicted to take down your bracket, prove Landon wrong. And that's all you can do. Throw the bags to the best of your ability. And I'm sure there's probably some players on this list that I know there's a couple names on here that I don't know. So maybe there's some players on there that maybe Landon's not privy to. So here's your moment to shine. Here's your moment to take down a bracket, and here's your moment to prove us wrong. So I'm good with that. I'll go with Dustin and Jarrett to take down competitive doubles. I think the next one is intermediate doubles. It is. All right, for intermediate doubles, April Poe, Rodney Christopher, Brandon Bish, Brody Schechter, Brendan Jenkins, Carson Van Sickle, Stetson Van Sickle, which they had a really good showing in El Reno, and I have a nasty shot from one of the Van Sickles, and it was unbelievable. With the two back drag, I don't even know what you call it. He invented a shot, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Landon says I'm all for the locals. I just couldn't pick a local against the local. All right, so we got CJ Simpson, Megan Hewlett, Clyde Bryant, Shane Taff, Cody Dooley, Boo Cheater, James Hunter, Deanna Price, Jody Dooley, Cheryl Legger, Cassie Simpson, Sid Hewlett, Kiana Hooper, Paxton Jones, Tommy Atkinson, Jonathan Blackbear, Ty Will twice, Zachary Mullen, Nick Mullen, Maddox Hughes, and Marcus Hughes. So my passion pick there is Maddox and Marcus Hughes, because Maddox had a really good showing in McAllister, and I had some time to hang out with Marcus Hughes, um, and he's a cool guy. We played against each other in the Blind Draw Crew Cup, so that's my passion pick. I'm going with Maddox and Marcus. I think Landon picked the Van Sickles. Yeah, he picked Carson and Stetson Van Sickle for intermediate doubles. So good pick. I like it. So I'm going with Maddox and Marcus Hughes. Landon is going with Carson and Stetson Van Sickle. Which brings us to our next one, the big granddaddy of them all, Advanced Elite Singles. As we pause for this commercial Montucky Cold Snack. Nothing like a good tall cold beer after a Friday at work. All right, advanced elite singles. Alex Bailey, Alan Thompson, Bill Harris, Billy Bean, Billy Ferris, Bryson Van Sickle, Charlie Pogue, Clark Argenbright, Corey Burns, Corey Powell, Dylan Cernero, Edwin Wilson, Frank Jackson, Greg Alvey, Isaiah Reyes, Jason Bates, Jason Mahi, Jesse Gardner, Jonathan Van Sickle, Joshua Gallegos, JP Jones, Keith Ramsey, Landon Giles, Levi Thau, Mark De La Garza, Mason Cheater, Mike Benedict, Patrick Whitebird, Q Cohey, Ryan King, Seth Bays Sr., Sloan Foster, Stephen Gross, and Travis Truex. All right, this is the big one because like there's it's not really elite stacked. Like there's not a ton there's of like Gary Bear Pauls and Jacob Foreman's, Chase Lester's. It's kind of an even field. And I know Isaiah Reyes has an advanced singles title under his belt, so I've got my eyes on him. I've seen flashes from Clark Argenbright, aka Levi Thau. He definitely has the juice and the stamina to make a deep run. We saw Q Cohey take down potentially the hardest stack of elite players and went undefeated. So definitely can't throw that off. I had a chance to throw against Seth Bays Sr. He throws good bags. And it's, of course, you've got the elite players. Jesse Gardner's in there. Jesse had a good one. Jason Bates and Jason Mahi threw great bags last week or 2 weeks ago in McAllister. So a lot of these players, a lot of these names, Joshua Gallegos has been throwing pretty good. Landon Giles, if he makes it into the elite bracket or falls down to the advanced bracket, either way, I still think Landon could be competitive in whichever bracket he goes. So, drum roll, please. Landon Powers with Q Cohey, and I'm right there with him. I do like the Q Cohey pick there. I wouldn't be surprised if Jesse Gardner was there making a run also. And then for advanced singles, Frank Jackson. But if Frank makes elite, he's taking Bryson Van Sickle. I'm going to go with Isaiah Reyes. I really like the way he throws for advanced. I also think Landon Giles, if he drops down to that advanced bracket, unless he got bumped up, I'll have to check the bump list, but I'm pretty sure he's still advanced. So if Landon drops down and plays advanced, I do like him to make a run, but my pick for advanced singles is Isaiah Reyes based on his performance at the El Reno OCA major where he took down advanced singles. Or that might have been Poto. It was one of those two. But Isaiah does have an advanced singles title under his belt. But if he got bumped up, I still think he could have a run, which leaves that spot for advanced singles to Landon Giles, in my respective opinion. All right, on to the next one. And this is brought to you by Chisholm Trail Casino and also to my support team. And I'll leave that there while I get this next bracket pulled up for you. And we also ended on Saturday with the Blind Draw Crew Cup, which is always fun. But the events for Sunday. And I don't know about you guys, all this rain is making me sleepy. Man, it makes me want to take a nap. Competitive singles is our next event that we're going to dive into and kind of dissect. Again, you're watching the VKM Entertainment pregame show for OCA number 6, Duncan, Oklahoma. I do apologize for any inconvenience, but I was unable to make it this weekend. Stayed a little too late for work and with the weather and son's birthday, and I just decided it was better for me to stay home this weekend. But here we are, OCA number 6, competitive singles. Got Alex Torres, Billy Ferris, Brandon Jackson, Casey Ballou, Dave Towle, Derek Cups, Justin Schechter, Ethan George, Heath Schofner, Heather Irene, Jarrett Powell, Jenny Easter, Jet Roberts Mahi, Johnny Taylor, Kerry Bean, Matt Johnson, Samaya Watts, Shane Breakbill, Shane Taff, Stephanie Helmer, Thomas Roberts, Tim Spray, Toby Dial, Tommy Gallegos, Tanya Benedict. For competitive singles, Landon has picked Shane Breakbill, which I do like that pick. He had a really good McAllister OCA regional. But I'll tell you one thing, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the type of tournament it was, but um, Samaya Watts just came off of a competitive tournament win over in it was Bentonville, Arkansas area for the Arkansas Cornhole competitive singles and took it down. So I've got my eyes on Samaya. Heath Schofner has the ability to throw good bags, but I do like Landon's pick. I'm going to go with Shane Breakbill to take down competitive singles. And if you don't like it, prove us wrong. That's all we can say to you. All right, on to the next one. That was competitive singles for OCA number 6, Duncan, Oklahoma. We're going to start rapid firing this so we get all these names up here for you. This is our list for intermediate singles. And me and Landon are both going to go with no drum roll for this one. We're going to go with Carson Van Sickle. I think he's throwing really good bags. I think it might come down at some point to Carson versus Stetson. But you also got to keep your eyes on Maddox Hughes in that bracket as well. There's a ton of good throwers in this. Paxton Jones is in there. I know he went undefeated at the McAllister, Oklahoma during the round robin. Things just didn't work out in the end, but he threw good bags. So, you know, you just have to figure out what gets you over that hump. Continue progressing, continue striving and completing goals, and that's about all you can do whenever you're playing cornhole. You're just crossing goals and cashing checks at the end of the day, you hope, anyway. All right, so backyard doubles: Justin, Amy McCoy, Kylan Bish, Terry Bish, Sasha Knox, and her partner Shannon Kimball, Mark Henderson, Tanya Atkinson, Ty Will, Zinnia Bailey. We saw Zinnia Bailey capture everybody during her singles championship, which is, I mean, the entire crowd, the entire live, everybody was going nuts for Zinnia Bailey. But for backyard doubles, we're going to go with Kylan Bish and Terry Bish. Kylan has been throwing really good bags, and it's just a matter of time that he gets bumped up into intermediate and then into competitive. And I think at some point he'll make it into that advanced and elite bracket over time. I feel like, that's just where he's headed. His ceiling's really, really, really high. He's throwing really good bags. He makes smart decisions. I don't think you can go wrong with putting all your eggs in a basket if you're Kylan Bish, because he is throwing really good bags and he's a tough competitor. And again, the ceiling is just really high for Kylan. All right, for advanced and elite doubles, the big one on Sunday: Alex Bailey, Edwin Wilson. You see the list, you can read. Here's our picks for advanced and elite doubles. We got Jesse Gardner and Landon. Is that Landon bracket? Or you just see if we can find him? Landon bracket. Yep. Jesse Gardner, Landon bracket to take down elite, and Luigi Police and Michael Rothermel to take down advanced. And I'm good with those picks. I also think Mike Benedict and Mason Cheater could have another good run. I feel like Bryson Van Sickle and his partner could make a good run. And I believe Isaiah Reyes is throwing with Edwin Wilson again. And they had a really good showing in McAllister, including Isaiah throwing a perfect game against me and Monty during the bracket. So he threw really good. Edwin threw really good. I think they just had that one bad game where both of them threw sevens. But I feel like they're coming back into this focused. So if Isaiah and Edwin, which I think Edwin's elite, so they'll be in the elite bracket, I think they could have another good run as long as they both stay on the same page. But Landon Brackett and Jesse Gardner for Elite, Luigi Police and Michael Rothermel for Advanced. And that'll do it for all of that. And we're going to get into some fun stuff. The best restaurants in Duncan. And again, if you're in the chat, you can also tune in or chime in as you will. But here are some top places to go eat, because I know that's a big thing. You want to make sure you're fueled. You want to make sure you got enough protein and enough stuff in your system to make a good run this weekend. So, the top place, according to TripAdvisor, for Duncan, Oklahoma, is Napoli's Italian restaurant. It's a 4.1 out of 5. You know, price is medium, average. Wright's Family Steakhouse, it's pretty good. Tasty's Burger, 4.5 out of 5. 23 reviews on TripAdvisor. Ace's Sports Grill. So if you like a bar and grill type atmosphere, there you go. Wishbone Scratch Kitchen. El Palacio Mexican Restaurant. But you can go on TripAdvisor, search Duncan, Oklahoma, and look at all the great places you can eat. And then we've also got things to do. So I will show you this website, and then you can hop on it yourself if you'd like to, if you have enough downtime this weekend, which you might have a couple of hours to slip away. But brought to you by Chisholm Trail Casino. You can visit Duncan. Go to visitduncan.org. Visitduncan.org. You got hotel, motel, bed and breakfast, Airbnb, places to eat. It'll take you from breakfast, American variety, catering, coffee, bakery, drive-through. And then you've got the historic sites, museums, family-friendly stuff, nightlife. This is under the Do tab. Trails, amusement, outdoor adventure, shopping, parks and rec, Duncan Lakes, Chisholm Trail, which is, of course, the inspiration for Chisholm Trail Casino. Weekend itinerary. You do some tours of the Crap Myrtle Trail, the Chisholm Trail, the motorcycle trails, and some group tours. You can meet for reunions and weddings, some multimedia. There's some videos there. But you can visit their lakes and get to know Duncan. So that's always a fun time and a good thing. Go to visitduncan.org and check out that website and see what you want to do this weekend in between matches or in between tournaments. But that'll do it here for this pregame show for the OCA number 6 in Duncan, Oklahoma. Good luck to everybody that is there. I wish I was there to live stream, but that I will be at Dewey, Oklahoma for that OCA regional. But I'll be keeping in. I'll probably go live tomorrow at some point. We can follow on Scoreholio and we can talk some cornhole if you guys like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the weekend. Hope you guys have a great Friday night. 30 minutes open co-ed and capped co-ed will start off in Duncan, Oklahoma. So be sure to check out Scoreholio. I'm not sure if anybody's going to go live on their phone or if the OCA is planning on bringing some cameras down there to have some video going. But if not, check out Scoreholio. Check back in on the VKM Entertainment Facebook and YouTube page for all of your moments so you never miss your moment. I'm Chris Seaton with VKM Entertainment. You're watching the Oklahoma Cornhole pregame show here on Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Chisholm Trail Casino. Thank you guys so much.